Do you want to spend less time sending emails while generating even more clients for your business? In this video, I'm going to walk you through the exact business-to-business cold email sequence that nearly doubled our response rates. We use these strategies on a daily basis here at Strikepoint Media, but the best part is it can be tailored to almost any business-to-business niche or industry. So if you want to follow along, feel free to download the template for yourself. I'll leave the link down in the description below. It's totally free. Just let us know what's the best email to send the template to. So after you go ahead and do that, we'll get started in just a second. What's up everyone, my name is Charlie. I'm an account manager here at Strikepoint Media, and welcome back to our YouTube channel, where you can subscribe for weekly videos on cutting edge digital marketing tactics to help you scale your business online. If you like this video, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel below. Before we jump in, we want to let you guys know about our own monthly newsletter, the Clicks to Conversions Report, where we send out our top case studies and show you the inner workings on some of our most profitable marketing campaigns. In the report, you'll get access to what's working and what's not for our clients in real time. If you're interested, subscribe to Clicks to Conversions Report for free, by the way, in the description below. So before we jump into any sort of examples, I want to give you guys some high-level strategy. What we do here at Strikepoint and what we've seen proven to work best is an automated follow-up sequence. No email is ever good just by itself. And oftentimes, you're not always going to get a reply off the very first one. These are people that you don't even know, and you're trying to sell them on something. So what we do here at Strikepoint is put our emails into automated sequences. After plugging in your prospect's information, we're able to then automate meta tags through our first email, and then after a certain amount of days, send that following email, and a certain amount of days after that second email, we'll have our third fire off. All right, guys, so before we jump into a well-written sales email, I want to run through what a poorly written email looks like to give us some context before we go forward. I'm going to jump into this email here, and just to let you know, I've switched up some names to keep it anonymous. Starting off on the email, "Hi Charlie, I was wondering if you're available for a chat. I'm reaching out to see if your company would be interested in finding new clients." Right off the bat, I'm not really sure what he's offering. There's a million different ways to find clients in today's day and age. I'm not really sure what the company is. I'm not sure what he's going to be looking for from us. Let's continue on and see if we can figure out what he's doing. "Our industry-specific callers will introduce your products/services to the right decision makers of your target market." A lot of jargon going on there. Still not really aware of what he's getting at and the services that he's going to be soliciting to us, but maybe we can move on and find some more. "We provide a customized lead generation and appointment setting solutions tailored to your campaign." Well, for one, campaign can mean a lot of different things. We have marketing campaigns left and right here running at Strikepoint. I don't really think it's going to be tailoring to our needs. And then he wraps up the email like this: "Is your calendar open later today at 2 p.m. for a quick call? Or Monday at 1 p.m., please let me know." Right off the bat, I don't really like the call to action. It's too forceful in my opinion, and the multiple choice questions never really seem to convert on these cold emails. 2 p.m. later that day, he doesn't really know what my schedule's like. I could be slammed today and I don't have time. Or Monday at 1 p.m., now I'm thinking about two things at once, and I'm not really sure even still what his products are or the services that he's offering. So how could I commit to a time? All right, now that we've seen what a poorly written email is, I want to set the basis for what the structure of a good cold sales business-to-business email should look like. And it's done so through just a few simple steps. It's a simple formula that we follow here at Strikepoint that's proven to work for us. It starts with one thing: talking about your prospect, talking about the current problem that that prospect might have, something relevant, something that you've come across with. Maybe it's a piece of news that you saw recently. Maybe it's an issue that you saw on their website or their product. It could really be anything. It just needs to be relevant and something that the prospect is going to find value in you bringing up. Secondly, we're going to talk about yourself. And by yourself, I mean the company that you're with. And when talking about the company that you're with, I think it's always important to provide the solution that is going to therefore solve that prospect's problem. Lastly, we'll wrap it up with a call to action. Your guys' emails should always end in a call to action. There's no point in sending an email if it's not going to solicit some piece of action or reply or calendar booking, appointment from the prospect themselves. Now that we have that formula in place, let's go ahead and check out what a good email looks like. I'll give you some examples here. All right, so in part 1, we're going to talk about something relevant that happened between ourselves and the prospect. Hi, John, just checked out company after being targeted by one of your ads. Really enjoyed your content and product positioning. Okay, so in this first sentence, we need to bring up a point that's something relevant, that's something recent, that's giving us good justification for connecting with this prospect. Myself being targeted by one of their digital ads is a perfectly good reason to reach out. I came in contact with something that their company was putting out. Moving on to part 2, the problem. I noticed you only had a few ad variants running, and with how well you've marketed your products, I'm curious to hear why you haven't scaled campaigns yet. Okay, so what's the problem here? They're already running ads and they already have campaigns, but the real issue comes in the scalability, the vastness of their campaign. There's only a few ads that I saw running in their Facebook ad library, and with how well their product's marketed, how scalable really and sellable I think that their product is, I thoroughly am curious as to why they don't have larger campaigns marketing this product. Moving on to part 3, the solution that we're going to provide for John's problem. It reads, the reason for my email was because we're looking for a scalable brand to partner with. We've spent the last 7 years testing the best ways of turning strangers into happy and repeat customers through digital advertising. We started as a small creative agency in Southern California and have since grown into a 50-person powerhouse, spending over $20 million annually on media, building marketing funnels, and providing creative services for companies around the world. Picture us as your creative and media arsenal for all things driving growth. Now, this is a packed solution, but there's many services that John could be looking for and that we can provide to help him scale his campaigns. Starting from the top, we're looking for a scalable brand. We need someone that's going to be able to put the pedal to the metal when it comes to selling their product. We're talking production, we're talking marketing, we're talking fulfillment. Everything needs to be on the table. And from what I've seen, it looks like his small campaign could be taken into a larger brand. We've spent the last 7 years testing, gives us credibility. We've done this. We're veterans in this space. There are other companies in our wheelhouse that could be advocates for our success. Moving on into this next section, we started as a small creative agency and have since grown. Again, more credibility. We've scaled ourselves. If we can scale ourselves, then we should be able to scale John's campaigns and his business. Spending $20 million annually on media, that gives him a tangible number. Wow, these guys are spending money. If they're spending money, it must be working. Moving on. Building marketing funnels and providing creative resources, everything that John is going to need in order to scale his marketing efforts. Those marketing funnels are going to need to get bigger. He's going to need more ad creative, he's going to need more photos, and he's going to need more videos. Everything that Strikepoint can handle in-house. And lastly, let's move on to part 4. One of the most important parts, our call to action. If you're interested in learning more, how we'd be able to help grow your business and capture more revenue, let me know what your calendar looks like. Now, there's a couple key points in this call to action. The first part being a quick recap of what John's going to be able to do for his business and clearly his revenue. If he partners with us, there's a very, very, very likely chance that we're going to be making him more money in addition to scaling his campaigns. So I want to make sure that I capture that idea as I wrap up the email. And lastly, the CTA, or call to action. Let me know what your calendar looks like. This is the part where we can get a little bit of variation because there's many ways to elicit a response from a prospect. Let me know what your calendar looks like. Let me know when a good time to connect would be. How does next week work for a quick chat? There's many different ways that we can get a reply. So 3 days after our first email gets fired out with no response, we automatically are going to be sending out our first follow-up email. And the idea behind the follow-up emails are a little bit different than our initial. They're not going to get the depth of messaging that the first email gets. The follow-up and the second follow-up are really just to get back in the top of the inbox and also make sure that you're talking to the right person. Let's check out an example. Hey, John, not sure if you saw my last message, but I wanted to make sure I was reaching out to the correct person. I'm curious to know if the partnership I described above would be of use to company. Let me know if there's a time to connect and hear your thoughts. Now, there's 2 key components to the second follow-up email. First, starting off with the correct person. Oftentimes, companies can be large and there's a million different people handling a million different things. You want to make sure that your message is getting sent to a person that it's going to hold value with. John might not be the right contact, but he might know the right contact. And you don't see this, but he might be forwarding your email to someone who's going to then be reaching out to you to hear more about your services. The second key component is a CTA. We always want to end our follow-ups, just like our first message, with a CTA. Let me know if there's a time to connect and hear your thoughts. And if nothing else, this follow-up serves the purpose of getting us back into the top of that prospect's inbox and therefore allowing them to take a second glance at our initial email. Let's move on to second follow-up. The second follow-up is what we call our breakup email, and it serves the purpose of two things. Again, getting back into the top of the prospect's inbox for a chance at allowing them to see our initial email, and two, letting them know that we probably won't be reaching out again, and if they do need any information to contact us, it's always in our email signature. Let's look at an example. Hey John, I wanted to reach out to you one last time. If I don't hear back from you, I'll assume the timing isn't right. This sentence serves the purpose of our punctuality. We're not going to continuously reach out over and over again if we're not getting any responses. No one wants to get those kinds of emails. Moving on to the last sentence, my information is below should you have any questions. This serves as our call to action, but we're under the impression that we're not going to get a reply. We want to make sure that we're being cordial of people's space in their inbox and their time. We're not looking for any time on his calendar. We're telling him that if he has any questions, here's my information, do with it what you want. But the most important part about this breakup email, similar to our first follow-up, is to get back into the top of the inbox. Once we pop back into the top of that inbox, it gives our prospect, in this case John, the opportunity to see our first follow-up email and that initial message. We want John to go through and read back what our first outreach was about. All right, so let's say that even after our 3 automated emails, we still didn't get a response. But you know what? It's all good. No worries. There's always a new prospect out there with different services, different problems, and you can offer your same solution to just about anyone that suits fit. And the reason we only automate this sequence to 3 emails is because the more emails you send, the higher the likelihood that you're going to end up in a spam folder or a junk inbox. And you don't want that to happen to degrade your email deliverability. So that wraps up our automated email sequence. Don't forget that you guys can download a template to this email sequence in our description below. Now I want to turn it over to you guys. What do you guys want to see us make a video about next? Leave a comment down below. And if you enjoyed this video, I want you to stop what you're doing, smash that like button, and also make sure you subscribe to our Clicks to Conversions report, where you can get an inside look at our most profitable marketing campaigns and funnels. This is where you guys can see what's working and what's not working for our clients in real time. The link is down in the description. Thanks so much for watching, and if you want more weekly videos on digital marketing tips, tricks, and tactics to help scale your business online, then subscribe to the channel now. We'll see you guys next time.